And the action going on. Joey folding. Scott Majerison, the other co-leader, also going away. And now Matt Stout, uneventful queen six. He won't do it. And Brian Hastings finally getting a real hand, pair of jacks.
Brian gonna raise here into Faraz's big blind. Faraz with a pair of sevens. Is gonna get involved.
Doesn't re-raise, just calls it. So jacks versus sevens, two great talents battling. And the flop's at 8-4 deuce.
Good flop for both players' hands. Better, of course, for Brian, as he now has Faraz in bad shape, but likely to continue putting money in.
Yes, betting 325. And he quickly gets the call and the action from Faraz. See if things change for Faraz here. No, it goes the other way. Another jack for Hastings. Not that he needed it.
And that jack does add some draws to the board, such as queen 10, 9-10. Brian just gonna bet out here for 800,000. This is tough for Faraz. I really don't know what he's gonna do here. Very nice, wow. Nice fold from Faraz. Gets away, losing the minimum there. There's Brian's fiancée Sonia in the audience cheering him on. We see her all the time on the tournament circuit.
Scott with king 7 of hearts. He's getting out raising chips. Makes it 240 to go. Into Brian, who has a 9-6 of clubs. Oh, wow. The 18 million is going to change things. He's going to make a big raise with that junk hand.
Sure, Brian's hand is a little too weak to call here out of the small blind, but it can connect on a flop pretty well. So he decides to come over the top of Scott, especially while Joey is very short and Scott does not want to risk elimination.
2.6.
Scott, of course, says, yeah, I know what you're thinking, and now it's 2.6 million to go, Brian. He's chose a great hand to do it with. King 7 suited has a blocker to strong hands, but isn't good enough to call.
Yeah, just a great read by Scott. All right, four-handed poker. Blinds of 61-20. Action on Scott. He's in second chip position. He's going to fold, and now Brian with an ace-queen. It's a lot better than the 9-6. And he will raise it to 280.
Joey here has an 8-7 suited in the big blind. Some players like to move all in when they're around 20 blinds with these suited connectors, as they do fare well when they see 5 cards. Calling, of course, also a very strong choice. Joey wants to see a flop.
Oh, and the flop is beautiful for Joey. Jack 8-7, 2-pair.
Great flop for Joey, but also so coordinated that Brian likely to check back here and not put a lot of money in without improving. Oh, that's a way to improve.
Ace for Brian. He probably thinks he's in front now, and Joey's going to check into him.
You see, Joey knows that that is a card that he should be checking a very high percentage of the time, so he does it with his strong hands and his weak hands.
Hastings going to bite 375. Joey would like to get some revenge off of Brian.
On.
He's going to push it right now, all in.
Joey is too short for any other option here, so he rips it in, tries to get value and protect his 2-pair at the same time, and he's pleased that Brian did not instant call him. He knows that he has the best hand now. Brian with a very tough decision holding top pair and the queen kicker.
The clock is ticking down, and he wants more time.
Brian considering whether he can have the best hand here often enough to make this call, getting about 2-1 on his money.
It's 2 million total.
He knows that he's in the lead some of the time, but that other times he can be drawing dead against a flush, and he does call.
Yeah, he's going to make the call. He's behind, but has a lot of outs.
Spades for 2-pair. Brian has ace-queen with the ace of clubs, queen of spades.
One bad card for Joe. He'll be gone.
Brian looking for an ace, jack, or queen. Otherwise, Joey Cowden will double up and get back in the mix.
Can Joe stick around? Yes, a deuce of diamonds on the river, so Joey will double up.
Okay, so Joey Cowden gaining a little momentum here.
Very talented pro. This time with queen, 7 of clubs. And he will move it to 350 to go. Joe Poker goes out, and now Scott with a decent ace-jack.
Scott has mixed up his approach in these situations between calling and 3-betting, but so long as he's the chip leader, it looks like he's going to lean towards the more aggressive option as he makes it 1.2 million.
Brian Hastings has to go out, and Faraz believes him as well. So the chip leader going to take that one.
Scott, one of the best players in the modern online tournament scene, which has become incredibly competitive over the years. Now showing that his abilities translate to the live felt.
Onward we go, and Brian with king 10 of hearts has raised to 350. A couple folds around to Scott with a 9-6 of hearts. He will play. And we will look at a flop. Wow, and the flop is a 9-6 deuce, just absolutely perfect for Scott, hitting top 2 pair. Oh, that's a beautiful thing to have happen.
Well, Brian does have a little piece here with 2 overcards, a backdoor straight, a backdoor flush draw, but Scott's got a hand that is likely to check raise on a texture where he's probably going to be check raising more draws than strong hands, as he's not getting to this flop with a lot of 9 deuce and 6 deuce combinations.
Scott hitting the top 2 pair with a junk hand, and he is going to re-raise right now. Not going to play slow.
And I like that Scott has gone with the check raise here. That will help balance with the times he check raises as a bluff.